At that point, when you're 1 week away from harvesting, 1 week away from cropping your plants, what we highly recommend doing is emptying out the reservoir, filling the reservoir up with nothing but clean water, pH adjust it to pH of 6, and then feed the plants nothing but clean water for 1 week. This is what they call flushing. It benefits multi-levels. One, it benefits the system because it gets rid of any nutrient build-up in the pebbles themselves. Two, it benefits the plant because it actually encourages the plant to take all the nutrient out of it itself. If you're growing fruit or veg or any plant that's consumed, if you don't flush it at the end in a hydroponic system, you end up with an excessive amount of nutrient build-up in the plant, and that can make the plant taste quite bitter. So it's fundamental to flush the system and the plants for 1 week before harvest. And at that point you're ready to crop the plants and start again. Job done. Once you've harvested your plants, you end up with a lot of root system in your pebbles. Now what we recommend doing is flooding the system, pulling the majority of the root ball out. You can empty out the pods and disinfect it, but use an easier way around that. You take the majority of the root ball out, you then add a nutrient into the tank called canazyme. Canazyme has active enzymes that dissolve dead root systems. They turn those root systems into food for the next crop. So if you don't want to get all messy and sweaty, take the majority of the root ball out and then put a good strong dose of canazyme into the tank and flood and drain it every 3 hours like you used to. You can then plant on top of that existing root system, as well as not having to worry about changing the reservoir. We do, however, recommend before you use the canazyme is to use a very strong H2O2, hydrogen peroxide bleach, to disinfect the system in between crops. Disinfecting it will discourage any diseases of any description. So you firstly remove the root ball, the majority of it, you then add H2O2 to the tank, you flood and drain that, you then bleed that H2O2 off, add new water using canazyme, and then at that point you can plant on top of your existing system. And that's how you would start again.